Our story begins with Gary, who works at a dealership. He's going to a house to repossess a car from a woman named Maddie, who's behind on her payments. He knocks on the door, and when she opens it, he tells her, "You haven't paid your taxes, and the court has ordered us to take your car." She gets angry and says, "I work at the bar. How do they expect me to pay?" Gary replies, "It's not my job. I was just given the order to do it." She keeps pleading with him, saying, "Please, we have a relationship. We care about each other. Where is that love now?" He says, "If someone loved you, they'd let you stay for 3 more months." She laughs and says, "I swear, I'm crazy about you. By Almighty God, yesterday I was sitting and thinking about you. I said, 'Gary, how long has it been since I've seen you?' Gary likes this and says, 'Since when do you like me? You never showed it before.' She replies, 'I was shy. Would I look at anyone but you?' While she's still talking to him, a young man comes out of her house. Who is this guy? Gary's blood boils. He gets into his car, ready to leave. Maddie says to him, "This is my aunt's son. I swear nothing is going on between us." But the young man hugs her. Gary says to her, "You're a go see a doctor. You have a problem." He leaves, taking her car with him. When Maddie goes to work, she puts on skates because her car was taken. While skating on the road, she sees Gary's car parked outside a store. What's he doing here? She thinks. She decides to take revenge and tries to steal her car back. She uses her skates, sits in the car, and tries to drive away. Gary comes out and sees her. "What are you doing?" he asks. She says, "I'm taking my aunt's car, I swear." We then see Maddie in a comedy series, talking to her lawyer. He tells her, "Don't do this, or tomorrow you'll lose everything. The court is demanding you pay your taxes, or they'll take your house too." Later, we see her working at a bar. Blood is dripping on her from a leak. A customer comes in, running from something. A fight breaks out with him. She tries to hit him with a bottle, but it breaks. She says, "Maddie, wait a minute. You're always following me." She gets into an argument with her friends. Sarah is looking for a cheap car to get around, but finds everything too expensive. She doesn't have the money. Jim tells her, "Sell some of your clothes. You'll get money for 10 cars. Or sell your hair. You'll get a lot of money." Here, an ad appears for well-off people looking for a girl around 20 years old to be a companion for their son, offering a car in return. Maddie laughs and says, "This is a lie." Jim says, "No, it's true. Some families do this for their children." Sarah says, "The girl they want has to be 20 years old." Maddie says, "Don't worry, I know what to do." She prepares to go to that family. Jim laughs and says, "When the son sees you, he'll take his pants off." His wife says, "Are you sick?" He says, "I'm just joking." Maddie decides to go because she doesn't want to lose her house. Jim tells her, "Go on, and maybe the boy will do something for you. Send my wife in your place." His wife gets angry and says, "Are you crazy?" Maddie puts skates on her feet and heads to that family's house. When she arrives, she sees the car they're offering parked in front. She meets the homeowners, and they immediately like her. When she's going up the stairs, there's an awkward moment. "Oh my, I don't know why I brought the skates," she thinks. "I should have taken a taxi." They sit with her in the living room. The woman asks her, "How old are you?" Maddie says, "I'm 29. That was 3 years ago." Now they ask, "How old are you now?" She says, "I'm 32. But look, I swear I'm mature." They say, "Our son needs someone who is sensible, understands, and knows what a woman wants." She says, "Percy is a nice, handsome boy, but he doesn't know how to talk to girls. He's never been with a girl." Maddie keeps laughing and says, "Don't worry." She calls herself a professional. They ask her to get close to him, but she doesn't know their plan. Later, we see Percy at his house. He's lazy, spends his whole day on the phone playing games. He has no friends. In the evening, he works at a dog center. Maddie makes her plan. She goes to that center, pretends to want a dog, and asks Percy to help her find a nice one to raise. He's nervous, can't look at her. He's not good with people. In the office, he asks her questions about the dog, and she makes moves, getting closer to him. Our boy doesn't understand anything. Maddie keeps flirting with him. The boy gets excited, looks at his phone, and says, "The situation is getting complicated. I have to go." She follows him, wanting to get to his house. She grabs his bike and phone and says, "Come on." When they are on their way, Maddie suddenly turns the car. Percy panics. She pulls him, trying to kidnap him. It seems like a joke. The kidnapping is fake. In the middle of the car, she lets him go, and when they get to the house, she just says, "Listen, I'm covering my eyes." She starts crying. Maddie keeps crying and says, "Get me water, save me." Percy says, "Forgive me, I pulled you. I wanted to entertain you." She says, "I like you. That's why I wanted to go out with you." He says, "What's wrong with you? Should we go out, ye and me?" Here, Maddie agrees. Maddie is talking to her friends. She says, "He makes me sick. I have to get that car." Jim says, "Find a rich guy, let him die and leave you the house and properties. You don't need these problems." She says, "The problem is his parents. They're very strict with him." Percy puts on a costume and goes to a bar to meet her. The place is crowded with older people. He shouldn't be there. He sits with her and they laugh. He says, "My parents know me here. The waitress will bring me a drink." But Percy doesn't drink. Maddie says, "Drink, buddy. Be a man a little. You're old enough." They keep talking. Travis arrives. He was Maddie's ex. "How have you been?" he says. "Did you hear the news? I got married." Maddie says, "Congratulations." He says, "I fell for a girl like a scale. She likes me and is crazy about me. Not every week is dusty." Travis keeps laughing and says, "You're crazy to get into a relationship with you." And he says to Percy, "Watch your head, you idiot." Maddie says, "Goodbye. Take care, Travis." After he leaves, she and Percy go to the beach. She is drunk. Maddie says, "Take off your clothes, let's go swimming." But Percy is afraid. He says, "The sea is dark, even until tomorrow." She keeps on saying, "You don't like me?" Percy says, "On the contrary, I swear I like you." Maddie takes off all her clothes and goes into the sea to swim. She says, "Come on." He takes off his clothes and goes to her. They swim together, laughing. It's romantic. After this plan, he goes home. They laugh together about what happened. Maddie turns on the music and starts dancing for him. He is dizzy, doesn't know what to do. Maddie climbs on top of him and dances. He says, "You stepped on my leg." Blood comes out. He grabs her and they sit. She says, "Let's go to the bedroom." But Percy is panicking, scratching, nervous. He has a sensitivity to stress. His entire back turns red. Maddie gives him medicine and talks to him. Percy says, "Forgive me, I'm still inexperienced and I get nervous. I'm not used to this." She says, "Take it easy. If you can't do anything, don't do it." He says, "My whole life I've been alone. Even in school, kids bullied me. I don't have anyone." Maddie says, "Me too. Even though I look like this, I don't get along with people." The next day, she goes out with him. They play with the dogs in a palace. He and her, laughing, active. He's happy with her in a garden, living the romance. He asks about her family and her parents. The poor boy, he likes her sincerely. At one moment, Percy asks to kiss her. It's romantic. This is what he smells. Maddie is sitting with her friends at home. They ask about her relationship, how far it has gone. She says, "It's going well. We have dinner tonight at Percy's house." Percy dresses up, puts on cologne, prepares for the dinner. Maddie also dresses up, planning to go out at night. They go in the car, laughing. Percy brings out a rose and puts it in her hand. It's romantic, supposedly, and she likes the situation, can't contain her happiness. When they're sitting having dinner, he is happy. He says, "I've never been to a party like this." Maddie asks him why. He says, "Because no one ever goes out with me. No one ever took me." She says, "You're handsome and polite and you deserve anyone." Maddie asks him to stand up and play the piano. But Percy is shy. He says, "I can't." She says, "If all these people know we're dating." He goes to the piano, plays, and sings. People look at him. Percy, even though he's clumsy, plays well and sings a romantic song. Maddie looks at him and listens to that song. She likes it. At the same time, she is sad for Percy and doesn't want to laugh at him. When he finishes the song, everyone applauds. They like him a lot. Maddie is shocked and says, "You were hiding this." They keep sitting and talking. Natalie arrives. She was studying with Percy. She greets him, laughs with him, and says, "Your singing is amazing." Maddie gets jealous, gives her some looks, wanting to eat her. Percy introduces them to each other. Natalie laughs and says, "Who is this? Is she your aunt?" An awkward moment, oh my. After that, Natalie invites Percy to a party to spend the night with her. Maddie says, "He doesn't have time. Goodbye. Take care." Percy talks to her and becomes confused. He says, "Why are you with me? Is it for the money?" Maddie lies to him and says, "No." Here, he gets worried and leaves the restaurant. They are in the car. Blood rushes to his head and he drinks. Percy leaves her and goes to the party Natalie invited him to. Maddie goes to that house. When she enters, everyone looks at her. "You're raising young boys," they say. One of them, drunk, calls out to her, "Where's Mama? How old are you?" Maddie says, "Mama? Get lost." And here, all the boys start filming her, going live. Maddie leaves them and goes to the second floor looking for Percy. She knocks on the door. She finds him asleep with Natalie. He drank something. His head is spinning. She grabs him and yells. The homeowners come up to her. They start fighting with her. They say, "Get out of our house." Percy tries to protect her, but the man hits him again. Maddie falls and everyone laughs. When he returns home, Percy says, "Forgive me for hitting you. I love you. I'm crazy about you." Maddie says, "You're drunk. Don't say this nonsense." Inside, she doesn't want to laugh at him. When morning comes, Percy wakes up. He talks to his parents and tells them about that night. He says, "I spent a crazy night with my girlfriend." They are happy and like the situation. They say, "Maddie is older than me, but it's not a problem. I like her." But Percy decides not to go to college to stay with Maddie. His parents get angry. They call Maddie and tell her, convince him to go. Maddie says, "The boy is very attached to me, and it's time to stop this play." She keeps talking to them. Percy hears her while in his car. He's at home, asleep, and understands everything. It's all an act. Here he makes a plan. He invites Maddie to lunch to sit with his parents and talk to them. They all sit at the table, pretending they don't know each other. But because he knows, he asks them embarrassing questions. I won't tell you about the embarrassment at that table. Percy gets up, leaves them eating, and goes to make a phone call. He and his friend go to the forest and wreck the car Maddie was going to take. He returns to their house, enters his home. Maddie comes into him and sleeps next to him. Percy's blood is boiling. He says, "I know you laughed at me and did this just for the money." Maddie says, "Forgive me. They were going to take my house. I had no other solution." Percy says, "You're broke and only follow money." Maddie says, "You're well off and have your parents. I don't have anyone." She keeps on, not wanting to hurt him. Later, he goes to her house and brings her that wrecked car. He says, "Here's your new iron health." Percy calls his parents and talks to them about what happened. He says, "Don't interfere in my life anymore. I've grown up now. I know what I'm doing." Maddie still has debt on her. She starts working in delivery to collect some money. Many days pass, and she works to collect money. Percy is at his home, playing games. He doesn't talk to her anymore. Jim and his wife decide to move from the city because they don't have a house to live in. They want to move. Maddie is shocked. She won't accept this. They go and leave her. Natty brings a boy to her house. She laughs with him and passes the time with him, but she's not comfortable. She gets angry. He leaves. She fixes her car and goes to him, asking for forgiveness. Later, she goes to the dog center looking for Percy but doesn't find him. She goes to his house, and when she wants to talk to him, he ignores her, doesn't want to talk to her. Percy is in his car, wanting to leave, but Maddie climbs on top of the car, not wanting to move. He drives off, saying, "Get down," but she doesn't want to. He drives into the middle of the sea and enters a barbecue area. Maddie lights the fire and burns her heel. He drives into the sea, waves. Maddie says, "Forgive me." Here, Percy starts crying and forgives her. They sit together in the sea, and she says, "You and I are friends, and what we went through, don't forget it." Here, Percy likes the situation and agrees to be friends. Natty tells him that she will travel and go to California. Maddie makes a surprise for Jim's wife. She sells her house to her at a cheap price. They are happy because they were thinking about the house. Percy also packs his things, says goodbye to his parents, and goes to college. Maddie comes to his house to see him off. Here, they drive together on the road, happy, and that clip goes with them. I hope you liked the summary, and don't forget to watch the past summaries and subscribe to watch the upcoming ones. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.